meals, they're saving lives. In tonight's Extra, a growing effort to feed Minnesotans who might otherwise starve.
It's a program called Open Arms of Minnesota that serves people living with AIDS or HIV. Tomorrow is World AIDS Day, and because of new drugs, patients are living longer. But that means more people need basic support services. Tonight, KARE 11's Mark Daly looks at one program featuring volunteers as diverse as a nun and an egg salad specialist.
We've got turkey dinner going out.
Jason Fritzl knows how to put together a tasty meal.
Mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey, green beans.
Egg salad specialist Pat Cosgrove, on the other hand, is faking it.
I don't know what the ingredients. I didn't put the egg salad together.
Pat and Jason do agree on one thing, though.
Oh, it's great. Nancy's an excellent cook.
I was one of 11, so you had to be creative.
Nancy LaLiberty's specialty is comfort food.
Something that makes you feel good. It's like chicken noodle soup. It brings you home, you know, to where someone cares about you.
There's not a lot of red tape around here. And that is just real basic.
Pat started volunteering here at Open Arms shortly after a friend died.
He was very appreciative of the good, solid meals that he was getting every day.
We really started seeing a growth in our client population about a year ago, right about the time that changes took place with the welfare.
These days, Open Arms serves as many as 150 people living with AIDS or HIV every day.
Kids get fruit and chips and juice and more fruit.
The diets of people living with HIV are entirely different than traditional Meals on Wheels programs.
I have 3 that don't eat turkey, so I have to fix 3 vegetarian meals.
A lot of people can't tolerate spicy foods either, so we try to keep the meals flavorful but yet not real spicy, hot.
I have 9, but they're not too full today, so I can manage them all.
Sister Helen Coughlin was teaching English a few years ago when something happened that changed everything.
I had a very beautiful student, a girl I really loved, and she died of AIDS.
Sister Helen gave up the teaching job and refocused her efforts on the desperately ill.
Oh, I've seen the worst places in the world, I hope. Certainly in South Minneapolis, I hope.
A few days a week now, Sister Helen does volunteer work, delivering meals for Open Arms.
Oh, I've had people tell me that if it weren't for the food, they wouldn't get food.
People like Jack Gronlund, who was diagnosed HIV positive 11 years ago.
I would starve, actually. It's hard for me to get out to the grocery stores and carry it all home because I don't drive anymore, and it really helps a great deal.
A lot of these people don't know I'm a nun, you know. I just tell them I'm Helen.
The work, Helen says, is rewarding, but emotionally painful, too.
I've seen so many young men die.
It's also taught her a few things about herself.
I realized when I started out that I felt uncomfortable with gay men. And I just don't anymore. I know they're just exactly like everybody else. I like some of them and I don't like others of them. But it has nothing to do with their being gay. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 going to the same place.
Pat, the egg salad man, knows almost nothing about most of the clients who eat his sandwiches.
The people that we interact with are less likely to have other support systems.
At the next stop, the client often is so ill, it takes him a long time to come to the door. Today, a friend accepts the meal for him.
Thanks a lot.
Yep, have a good one.
Hey there, William. How are you? I am very good. How about you today?
Okay, how are you?
William Martin is one of Sister Helen's last stops today. As always, William is thankful.
Gives me a fork and I go to work. If I don't get this, it'll be all over for me. Oh, God.
William's delight in small pleasures is Sister Helen's reward.
That whole thing of coming to grips with what really counts is, there is a joy in that, you know, as well as a sadness.
The egg salad man agrees.
Just at the end of the day, I mean, I feel I'm in a good spot by the time I leave there and feel like I've accomplished something. And well, that's worthwhile.
In Minneapolis, Mark Daly, KARE 11 News.
Open Arms of Minnesota began 12 years ago, serving 5 patients on a weekly basis. Now they average about 130 a day. If you'd like more information about how to volunteer or become a client, you can call 872-1152.